Good morning, students. Today we are going to complete with chapter 13, Why Do We Fall In? So we'll continue. First of all, we'll discuss about health. What is health? According to World Health Organization or WHO, health is a state of physical, mental and social well-being. What is the significance of health, or what is health, or what are the advantages of health? So good health has following advantages. It increases our working efficiency and help us to perform various activity at our best. That means when our body is healthy, then we are able to perform a particular task or to do some work with greater efficiency. It helps us to cope up with the social and mental pressures without much difficulty. If a person is healthy, then the person can adjust, the person can cover up with the difficulties easily, whether with the society, whether with the relatives, friends, whatever, and the mental pressure also. Any stress conditions also can be recovered by the person when the person is healthy. And it makes a life joyful and the person lives a happy life. Now next is conditions necessary for good health. These conditions which are necessary for good health, these are the good physical and social environment, good economic conditions, social equality and harmony. Good physical and social environment include cleanliness surroundings, good sanitation, proper garbage disposal and clean drinking water. And good economic conditions, that means the financial condition, money should be there. So this includes job opportunities. If a person is having a good job and is earning a good amount of money, then that person can provide nutritious food to his family. And even in case of any disease, he can undergo a better treatment for himself as well as for his family members. So social equality and harmony are also necessary for healthy and peaceful mind. So here means in the society also the person should have a friendly relationship with the members of the family as well as with friends, with society, relatives, everyone. Then we say that the person is healthy. Now, what are the differences between healthy and disease free? That healthy is a state of physical, mental and social well-being, and disease free, it is a state of absence from disease. That means the person is not suffering from any disease, but in that case he may suffer from any physical, mental or social problems. Second thing is that it refers to the individual physical and social environment. Healthy means refers to the individual physical and social environment, whereas disease free, it refers only to the individual. When we talk about disease free, we are talking only about a single person. And when we are talking about healthy, that means the person, we are talking about the person also as well as his surroundings. Then next is the third one is the individual has good health. Healthy means the person is having a good health, and disease free means that individual may have good health or poor health. Means it doesn't mean that the person is very healthy or but disease free means that the person is not suffering from any kind of disease. Now next is that disease and its causes. Disease refers to the condition that disturbs the normal functioning of the living organism. That means if any organ or any body part is not working properly, then we say that the person is suffering from disease. So what does disease look like? That there is a disease. When there is a disease, the functioning of one or more systems of the body will change. Okay, that means when a person body is diseased, then it affects certain organ or organ system or a part of a body, and these changes give rise to certain symptoms and signs which shows that the person is suffering from a particular disease. What are the symptoms? Symptoms of a disease, these are the things we feel as being wrong, means there's something wrong than the normal. So we have a headache, or we have cough, we have loose motions or wound, with pus. So these all are the different symptoms which indicate or which helps in diagnosing a particular disease that we are suffering from. Next is types of diseases. The first is acute diseases. Acute diseases are the disease which last only for a very short period of time and they does not have long-term effect on the health because they are recovered early. When they are recovered early, that means the body is not much affected of any such disease and it is recovered. That means within a short time the body again gain the original health. So here the normal acute diseases are like diarrhea, vomiting, fever, abdominal cramps, cholera. These all comes under acute diseases. Now next we talk about is the chronic disease. Chronic diseases are the disease which last for a long time and has long-term drastic effect on health. So when we say that a person is suffering from any particular disease for a longer time, then when person is suffering from a disease for a long time, that affects the organs and organ systems also. As a result, it becomes we say that difficult for the person to recover its original health because of being affected for a long time. So the person suffering from that particular disease will take more time, or it happens that the person will not recover because these diseases are not curable. For example, you can see over here diabetes, tuberculosis, elephantiasis, arthritis, cancer. These all disease, they affects the particular organism body, human body, and they cannot be cured. Like diabetes, if a person suffer from diabetes, then the person is not able to recover. He has to take insulin tablets throughout his life. So it becomes chronic disease and the person is not able to recover from this. So second one is tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is a lung disease where the lungs are affected. So again we say that it is a chronic disease, but when the person recovers from the tuberculosis, because nowadays the treatment is there for tuberculosis, but if a person is suffering from tuberculosis for so long, then maximum damage has occurred to the lungs. So here it affects the lungs, or we say the organs. Elephantiasis is a disease you can see in the picture over here. In this picture, elephantiasis is a disease which is caused by worm, filarial worm, and this worm it enters inside the lymph of the legs and swelling in the legs occurs, which results in the legs, it appears like the leg of elephant. So, and the person is not able to recover from this infection. So this is again a chronic disease. Then arthritis, it is a joint disease, and the person doesn't, you can see the diagram over here, picture over here. This is the arthritis where the shape of the fingers has changed. It is a joint disease. And cancer. Cancer is a disease where it spreads throughout the body. Though treatment is there, but the treatment, it occurs in the early stage. If the treatment is given in the early stage, then the person is able to recover. But most of the cases, it has been seen that a person who is suffering from cancer will not be detected early, and in the later stages it becomes too difficult, and at last the person dies of cancer. So these are the chronic diseases. Here we have studied the differences between the acute and chronic disease. Now we talk about the infectious diseases. Infectious diseases are the disease which spread from an infected person to the healthy person through air, water, food, or vectors. Vectors here means some organisms like microorganisms, these insects. Okay, so here insects act as a vector which spreads the organism from one person to the body. For example, malaria. Malaria is a disease. It is caused by Plasmodium protozoa, but this Plasmodium is present in the salivary gland of a female Anopheles mosquito. So female Anopheles mosquito act as a vector which transfer this plasmodium into the human blood. Next is the physical contact or sexual contact. That means there are certain diseases which spread through touch also or through sexual contact. So these diseases are infectious disease because they spread from one person to other person, that is from infected person to the healthy person. For example, you can see the picture over here. The first picture shows the common cold, second shows the chicken pox, and the third shows the mumps, fourth shows this one you can see this typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, malaria, even COVID-19 you can see. You know that nowadays COVID-19 has spread throughout the world. So this is also an infectious disease, and the sex related disease which spread through sexual contact is AIDS. So these all diseases are infectious diseases which spread from infected person to the healthy person. Now here we talk about the non-infectious diseases which do not spread from infected person to healthy person and are present only in an individual body, and this occurs due to certain disturbance in the individual person body. For example, beriberi. Beriberi is a disease which is caused in the body due to deficiency of vitamin B. Then rickets is there due to deficiency of vitamin D. Scurvy is due to deficiency of vitamin C. Night blindness due to deficiency of vitamin A. And diabetes is a disease which is caused due to deficiency of insulin hormone in the body. Cancer is the disease which is caused due to many reasons. That means when the person comes under contact of ultraviolet radiations or certain chemicals, or any disturbance in the cells also, which results in cancer, and high blood pressure. These all diseases are non-infectious. If a person is suffering from this disease, then it remains in that person's body only, and these diseases are not spread to the other person. Now next here we discuss about the causes of disease. What are the different causes of diseases? Diseases are caused by pathogens like virus, bacteria, fungi, protozoa or worms. This we have already discussed, okay? And the second is poor health and undernourishment. That means the person is not getting the proper balanced diet. Then due to deficiency of vitamins, minerals and proteins, the person suffers from diseases, and that is, it causes undernourishment or malnutrition. The next is malfunctioning of the body part. When the body part is not working properly, then it is a cause of disease. Then environmental pollution is there. Pollution causes severe diseases in the organism body. That due to pollution the person suffers from asthma. Then the person's eyes also gets affected. Person comes under contact with the harmful chemicals, then it may result in cancer. And the last one is the genetic disorders. Genetic disorders are the disorders which are caused due to certain change in the DNA or certain disturbance in the genes which transfer from parent to the next generation. So here these are the different causes of diseases. Now we talk about the infectious agents and the infectious diseases which these agents causes. So first of all, over here you can see number one infectious agent is virus. And the disease which are caused by viruses are, the first one is the common cold, influenza, then measles, mumps, chickenpox, AIDS, hepatitis B, etc. That means many more diseases are there which are caused by viruses. There are many viruses and different viruses causes different diseases. Second one is the infectious agent is bacteria. Bacteria causes the disease like cholera, typhoid, tuberculosis, tetanus, anthrax and food poisoning. Then fungi, it causes skin infections. You know very well about the ringworms. Okay, so this infection is caused by fungus. Then fourth one is protozoa. Protozoa they causes like malaria. Malaria, I told you just now that malaria is caused by protozoa plasmodium, and this plasmodium is present in the salivary gland of female Anopheles mosquito. So this female Anopheles mosquito is the vector, and the infectious agent is protozoa, which causes the disease malaria. Then Kala Azar is a disease, amoebic dysentery, sleeping sickness. These are the disease which are caused by protozoans. Worms causes intestinal infection and elephantiasis. Elephantiasis is caused by worm, that is filarial worm or Wucheria bancrofti. The name of the organism or name of the worm is Wucheria bancrofti. And you can see these are the infectious agent and these are the diseases caused by these infectious agent. Now here you can see the virus disease. Virus is causing the common cold, influenza, mumps, measles and chickenpox. Okay, so next is the bacterial disease. Here you can see bacterial disease, typhoid, then over here pneumonia, food poisoning and cholera. Now, means of spread of infectious disease. How these diseases are spread? So, infectious diseases spread from infected person to a healthy person through air, water, food, vectors, physical contact and sexual contact. This we have already studied earlier. So, these are the different modes of infectious disease transmission. So there is, you can see the general transmission, generally it transfers through wind, water and animals. So here we say when a person sneezes, when we say about the wind, when a person sneezes or cough. So that if the person is infected, then the droplets which comes out from the infected person through cough or sneeze spreads in the air. And if any healthy person is nearby and that healthy person inhales, then those droplets which contain the infectious agent enters into the healthy person body and suffer that person from the disease. Next is the animal vectors. Animal vectors like mosquitoes and fleas, they causes the disease like malaria, dengue and plague. Now human to human transmission. Human to human transmission occurs, the first one is through direct contact, that is pathogens survive best inside the body like HIV, herpes virus, Ebola virus. So that spreads directly from one person to the other. When two persons are contact, it transfers from unhealthy person or infected person to the healthy person body. Then indirect contact is there, that pathogens survive harsh environment and picks up pathogen from the surface or air or influenza, norovirus, and even like this, for example, we can give over here COVID-19 virus also, because it spreads in the air, it spreads through the indirect contact also, it spreads through direct contact also, it spreads through droplets also. Okay. So here we say the indirect contact we have to discuss. Now next we talk about the droplets. Pathogens are in the droplets. So here when, for a simple example, if we take a person suffering from tuberculosis and he used to cough continuously. So when the person suffering from tuberculosis cough or sneezes, then the bacteria, it comes out from the bacteria, many, because not only single bacteria is there, many bacteria are present in the organism or infected person body. So those bacteria, they come out along with the sneeze or cough in the along with the water droplets and spread in the air. So pathogens are in the droplets and they do not survive long in this way. So what will happen? They travel with the air, and if any healthy person is present, then they enter inside that healthy person through the air. The next one is airborne. Pathogens aerosolized and stay infective, like influenza and tuberculosis. They remain in the air and then they travel and they enter into the healthy person body. Then fecal matter or oral, that is through contaminated food and water. If any contaminated food and water is utilized or used by the healthy person, then that person suffer from the disease because he has taken the contaminated water, means he has taken the microorganism or the protozoa or bacteria, fungus, whatever it is, these disease causing organism into his body along with the water or food and suffer from the disease. Next we talk about is now next here is means of spread of infectious diseases. That means how these infectious diseases spread. Infectious diseases spread from an infected person to healthy person, that we all know, either through water, food, air, vectors, physical contact and sexual contact. Now we'll discuss this thing one by one. The first one is through air. We know that through air, common cold, tuberculosis, pneumonia, etc. these diseases are spread from infected person to the healthy person. Then through water, cholera, amoebic dysentery, this spreads through contaminated water. And through vectors like mosquitoes, malaria, dengue, yellow fever, these are spread. And from flies, typhoid, tuberculosis, diarrhea, dysentery, these diseases are spread. Now next one is through sexual contact like syphilis and AIDS. These diseases spread through sexual contact only. So AIDS virus, AIDS spreads through virus. It can also spread through blood transfusion. That means if a person who is healthy and if suppose if that person requires blood due to any reason, that is he may have met with an accident or any reason may have happened, and if that person, healthy person, get the blood of infected or HIV person body, then the person who has received the infected blood will suffer from that disease. So here we say that through blood transfusion also AIDS virus can be transferred and the healthy person becomes unhealthy or becomes infected. And from the mother to the child, that means when a person, or when we say the mother is having a baby or the child in her womb during pregnancy, then if mother is suffering from AIDS, then the virus spreads to the child also. And even this thing spread through the breastfeeding also. If we say that the child is free from AIDS disease and mother is infected, and if that mother feed her milk to that baby, then through milk also the baby will suffer from the disease. That means this virus travels through the milk into the baby's body and infect that baby. So here the AIDS virus can transfer through blood transfusion from mother to her child during pregnancy and also through the milk or through breastfeeding. Next we talk about is organ specific and tissue specific masturbation. That means their disease which are caused through the organisms, these organisms, they have specific target organ where they act and they cause the disease. So this is the organ specific and tissue specific manifestation. In this you can see that disease causing microbes, they enter the body by different means and goes to different organs and tissues. Some diseases, we have studied earlier that some diseases are caused due to contaminated food and water. Some diseases are caused by the bite of the insects. Some diseases are caused through worms, that worms enter into the body, and even like fungal disease or ringworms, this is caused due to fungus. It acts on the skin. So disease causing microbes, they enter the body by different means and they goes to different organs and tissue. That means their target organ is different and their mode of entry is also different. So microbes which enter through the nose are likely to go to the lungs because nose is a part of a respiratory system. So if any microorganism which enters through the nose will enter into the lungs. For example, bacteria, and it causes tuberculosis of lungs. It enter into the lungs and causes tuberculosis. It infects the lungs, causing tuberculosis. Okay. Second is the microbes which enter through the mouth. They are likely to stay in the gut. Gut means alimentary canal, or we say in the stomach or small intestine. So bacteria which causes typhoid, or viruses which caused jaundice and they affect the liver. Okay, so here we say that the bacteria causing typhoid, it enters into the alimentary canal, and for jaundice, virus enter into the liver and they enter through the mouth. Their mode of entry is mouth, but their organ of infections are different. Like bacteria, it affects the alimentary canal, and virus which causes jaundice, it affects the liver. So according to their entry, their organ or the target organ is different and they causes different diseases. Virus which cause AIDS enter the body through sexual organs during sexual contact. If a person is infected and through sexual contact that person spreads, or from that person, infected person, virus enter into the healthy person body and spreads throughout the lymph to all parts of the body. Lymph is infected, and through lymph this virus spreads through the complete body and it damages the immune system. It affects the immune system, and the person who is suffering from this AIDS, his immune system or defense mechanism of the body becomes very weak, and that means that person body becomes susceptible to attack by different microorganisms. So the person who is suffering from AIDS will not die of AIDS, but that person suffering from AIDS will die of different infectious agent which causes disease in that person body because of weak immune system. His body is not able to fight against the simple infection of common cold also. So body defense mechanism becomes weak when the person is suffering from AIDS. The next one is virus which causes Japanese encephalitis, that is called as the brain fever, enters the body through mosquito bite and goes and infect the brain. That means through blood, this virus enter into the brain and causes the brain fever. Now the treatment of infectious diseases, it consists of two steps. They are to reduce the effect of the disease, first symptoms, and to kill the microbes which cause the disease. So these are the two effects. First is, there are the two steps. The first step is to reduce the effect of the disease. That means if any microorganism has attacked the organism body, and first of all, the doctor gives the medicine to control the activity of that microorganism so that the disease does not spread and the effect of the disease also reduces. Second is, along with that, the doctor gives the medicine which kills the microorganism so that the person body fully recover from that pathogen or the microorganism. So the treatment of infectious disease consists of two steps. The first one is to reduce the effect of the disease, and second is to kill the microbes. So this can be done by taking medicines to bring down the effect of the disease like fever, pain or loose motion, etc., and by taking bed rest to conserve our energy. Second is to kill the microbes. This can be done by taking suitable antibiotics, because doctor along with the medicine gives the antibiotics, and these antibiotics used to kill the microorganisms, and medicines which kill the microbes, and the disease is cured. Antibiotics, these are usually taken to kill the bacteria. If any person is suffering from any bacterial disease, then doctor usually gives antibiotic along with the medicine, so that the other medicine acts to reduce the effect of the disease. An antibiotic acts on the microorganism to kill that microorganism so that the person may be really cured from the disease. Here there are two ways of prevention of infectious diseases. Means when the disease is spreading or infectious, then how these diseases are spread. So, how these diseases are prevented from spreading. They are general ways, and the second one is the specific ways. The first we talk about is the general ways of prevention. First is public hygiene, means cleanliness is the most important for prevention of infectious disease. If a person is clean, lives in a hygienic condition, then in that hygienic condition, microorganisms will not get the suitable environment to breed or to increase, and the disease will not spread, and the person will always remain healthy. So proper and sufficient food for everyone will make people healthy to resist infection. And if a person is taking the proper diet and sufficient food, then the person will not suffer from any malnutrition and will always remain healthy. Airborne diseases can be prevented by living in conditions that are not crowded. That means not living in a crowded area, because in crowded area, if one person gets infected from any disease, it spreads fastly from one to the other, and then all the people will suffer from the disease. This thing is happening nowadays just because of COVID-19. Okay, it spreads very fastly through contacts, and to prevent this disease from spreading, or to prevent ourselves from getting infected, we all are staying at our home. So this is what it is, the general way of prevention, that we don't go in the crowded area. So waterborne disease can be prevented by providing safe drinking water, and the vector-borne disease can be prevented by providing clean environment. When mosquitoes act as a vector, so when the environment is clean, when water is not standing, we are cleaning everything, then mosquitoes won't get the place to breed. The population of mosquito will not increase, and we will not suffer from vector-borne diseases. Here you can see the specific ways to prevent infectious diseases is immunization. By taking vaccine. Immunization means to increase the immune system of our body to fight against the disease. And vaccines are the medicines which are taken to increase our immune system. Okay, so our body has an immune system which fights microbial infection. When this system first sees an infectious microbe, it kills the microbe and remembers it. That means when first we take the vaccines, then these vaccines, they enter inside our body, and you can say when the first time the microbial infection occurs, when first time our body suffers from the infection, then our body remembers the type of infection, the type of microorganism which enters inside a body, and when for the next time if the same microorganism enter, then our body respond against that microorganism in a vigorous manner, and we recover from the disease. We will not suffer from any infection. So the same thing is adopted, and vaccines are developed. So vaccines, they mimic the infectious microbe and strengthen our immune system. They increases our immune system, because through vaccines we are taking, or through vaccines, dead or we say inactive microorganisms are transferred in the organism body, are injected into the human body, and then these microbes, they are detected by the human body, and these vaccines, they are detected by the human body, and the human immune system becomes more active. When already means when we say when the person body suffer from the infection, or the agent enters into the human body, then our body immune system recalls, remembers, and identifies the type of pathogen and attack over it and prevent the body from infection. So here we say that a vaccine is a substance that helps protect against certain diseases. Vaccines contain dead or weakened version of microbes. That means vaccine contain dead or weak microbes. It helps our immune system to recognize and destroy the living microbes during the future infection. Means after taking vaccine, during vaccine we are taking the dead or inactive microorganism to make our immune system recognize the type of microorganism. And when in future, if the original microorganism enters inside a body, then our body recognize that microorganism and act against it and prevent the person from infection. So here vaccination is what? It is the administration of a vaccine to help the immune system to develop protection from a disease. And vaccines are available against like tetanus, diphtheria, whooping cough, measles, polio, hepatitis A, B, E, and then rabies, yellow fever, etc. Many other diseases, they have the vaccination, and vaccination is usually given to the children from after birth till 5 years of age, and then later on hepatitis vaccination is given. So here vaccination causes immunization. Vaccines are what? Vaccines are the inactive or dead microorganisms which are injected into the healthy human body, and these microorganisms, they causes little disturbance in the healthy person body, and the person may suffer from fever, but that is very we say the low infection. There is no, we can say that there is no infection, but just to boost the immune system. And when in future, in original, if the microorganism enter, the immune system of that person recognizes that particular microorganism, and then after that what will happen, the immune system fight against that pathogen and prevent the person body from infection, and the person remains healthy because body immune system kills that pathogen and prevent the person from any disease. So here we have completed with the chapter 13, why do we fall ill.